Top in the morning, comrades. Stay hungry and remember, you the prize. You know, they got a lot of different sayings going around, and don't get caught up on listening to this stuff because a lot of it is just bullshit. You always hear people say money is the root of all evil. Hey, check this out right here, pimpin'. Try living without it. Try being anything without some money. Even a person working a 9 to 5, a square job, they like money, otherwise they wouldn't be working. If money is the root of all evil, why on the bill it say, "In God we trust"? Now that's now that's some contradictory bullshit right there. So comrades, don't listen to that. Don't listen to all these different sayings. Because a lot of them is just bullshit. All through my pimping game, I always heard a different pimp say, "Man, bitches come leaving." Me and my partner Rosebud had this discussion. It's on the last show. Bitches come leaving. Bitches come to bitches pay to stay. That need to be your motto. Not hoes come leaving. Hoes come paying to stay. That's pimping. So forget that saying bullshit. So excuse me. A young P inboxed me. He asked me the question. He said, "Tay, what is a gentleman of leisure? What do you have to do to be a gentleman of leisure?" A gentleman of leisure is a pimp. He done came through the ranks. He done paid his dues. He done went by the rules. He done put himself in position daily to use his mind to grow and put himself in position where all he do is count money and touch bitches. He pimping. He really pimping. That's a gentleman of leisure. And to get in that position, you got to work for it. Man, you got to be on that track every day, city to city, state to state. That's my favorite saying because it's real. That's what the game is all about. You want to know how to be known in this game? Get up off your ass. Quit sitting in that little city that you done ran up on. You getting some twos and fews, but you ain't growing. You been there a month. You ain't knocked no hoes. You ain't pimping up. You ain't picking up. You ain't pimping up, young pimp. You are not pimping up. In this game, you should not go 30 days without knocking a bitch. You pimping. You on the track every day. You got 24 hours where you ain't got to punch no clock. You ain't got to answer to nobody. You ain't got to listen to nobody. You ain't got to name nobody. Got to be watching, looking over your shoulder while you working. Cause you out in the elements. You on the front line. You in the mix. If you pimping. If you're not, I'm seriously. You should. This is a real serious game. In order to get known, you got to knock these lames that's on the track, that's screaming pimping, and couldn't pimp on the pimp's ass. You pimps got to start knocking these niggas from state to state in each city that you ride up in, and then you serve them. Ain't nothing better. Ain't a better feeling in this game to you serving a nigga. Say, "Man, I got that bitch, man." And the nigga gonna say, "What bitch?" That bitch, whatever the bitch name is. That bitch with some tape pimping now, man. Say, man, when you spit that to a nigga over the phone, man, that's a good feeling. You want to know how you're going to get known? That's how you're going to get known. Serving pimps. Knocking these niggas, just screaming it. And not popping their collars with the real. If you want to get known, every city and state you go to, you're going to knock these niggas. You're going to knock these so-called pimps. Then your name going to start ringing. Because it's going to go through that tell a nigga hotline. Then you move to the next state or the next city. You might miss in that city. But the next one, the next city, you ain't going to miss. Because you're going to be there to learn and listen. You're going to see where you made your mistake by missing that last bitch. You can't miss too many. Because the first one you miss, man, tighten your shit up so you can't miss that next one. City to city, state to state, knock these lames. That's how you're going to get known. I'll repeat that again. You got to pimp up. You got to serve these niggas. Because you got to put the double dose on them. That's what I call the double dose. So the double dose is, you got your bitch at her. She on the track with her every day. But you on the track with her every day too. Every day you're going to make sure you see her. Every day. But of course you're going to have 2 or 3 of them that you're working at like this. So your bitch in her ear. They kicking it. They friends. You know how hoes bond. You know how females bond. They kicking that hoe talk. They talking about each other's man. I know you tell them hoes, bitch, don't be kicking our personal business while you're on that track with another hoe. If you do kick it, bitch, you better make sure everything positive. Because I know I'm pimping on your ass, so I know it's positive. Tell the hoe what I tell you. Get to know her. Gain her confidence. She gonna tell you her problems. And you gonna make up some little bullshit. You tell that bitch to make up some little bullshit problems to tell that hoe. And then you move in for the kill. You ride by. As you ride by, you make sure your bitch tell that hoe, there he is. There he is, girlfriend. That's my man right there. The bitch already know about you. She been seeing you every day. You been worrying that hoe. And in her mind, she like, that's him. But you done been up on her. She see you sharp every day. Not only her, 2 or 3 of them. You got to have your eye on more than one. Because out them 3, one of them hoes gonna be unhappy. Maybe 2. 2 of them hoes is with pimps that ain't pimping. They can barely spell the word pimp. They just screaming it. But they ain't pimping. All the knowledge you've been feeding this bitch to tell that hoe, that hoe's head is steady swelling up. Then she see you. And she said, oh, I know he already like me. He been at me. A double dose on that hoe, man. You got to send that hoe to work. One of her jobs is getting your money. Her second job is every month. Man, this hoe got to bring at least 2 bitches home, man. And you got to stay on it with that. And you got to ask her why. Bitch, you can't tell me you're on that track kicking it with these hoes and all these hoes is happy. Bitch, you ain't doing your job. Then you tell that bitch again how to move that hoe. how to put the thought of you in that hoe's head. You got to pimp, man. Man, you got to teach your hoe, man, how to bring that paper home. You got to teach that hoe, man, on how to bring that hoe home, man, to fatten that family so we can get closer to that dream quicker. We got to have a family, hoe. We got to keep building this empire. And the only way we're going to do that is by having more than just you. Because just you, hoe, by yourself, pimping going to break your back, bitch. Bitch, you got to bring a hoe home. Then you tell that bitch how to bring her home. Pimping, man. You got to be pimping on these bitches, man. Keep them classy. Keep pimping on their mind. Keep pimping and keep hoeing on their mind. And if you do that, excuse me, if you do that and you instruct this hoe on what to pump in that hoe's head, and you think that hoe worth it, you're going to have that bitch, man. But you got to work at it. So every town you go to, you're going to use this tactic. Because it's pimping. You're going to use this tactic in every town. Man, by the time you get to that third town, that third state, man, that bitch is ready. That bitch is pulled a part of you and stuck it in her brain on how to get at a bitch. Just another chapter in this game that's going to help you have another hoe. Now, in order to get known, as what the topic of this show is, how to get known in this pimping. Another way to get known, pimping, be different. I see the new trend. See, coming through my era, and even now, today, pimping got that uniform, man. You ain't got to put no suit on, but you got to have some suits. So you on the track every day. You seeing pimping. They your age. They in your era. But you're wearing tennis shoes and t-shirts and jeans. That's okay sometimes. But if I get to the track and I see pimping wearing t-shirts and tennis shoes and jeans, I'm stepping out different. I'm coming out in my button-ups, my slacks, and my hard bottoms. Or if it's about jeans and you trying to blend in, bad mistake. Pimping ain't blending in. Pimping creating his own style. Pimping creating his own image. Fuck that Ike and Mike and all the like shit. Pimping, be different, man. We in a crowd. It's 4 of us. Everybody got on t-shirts, jeans, and J's. I got my button up on, my slacks, and my hard bottoms. We walking through the mall. We had bitches. I'm breaking away from you. You know why? Because I'm trying to be different. But I ain't getting at no hoe in no group. We might come as a group, and we all might holler at a bitch. But I'm going to be like one of them track stars waiting for the gun to go off. I'm at that bitch just that quick. Before he even pull the trigger, I'm anticipating it, when he going to pull that trigger. And I'm at that bitch. See, y'all still standing there kicking with each other. I know how pimping do. I know how men do. Say, man, be different in this pimping. You want to get known? You want to get noticed? Be different. Dress different. Carry yourself different. And always carry yourself like a gentleman. You want to be a gentleman, Alicia? Carry yourself like a gentleman. Stand on your pimping like a rock. Whatever you say you're going to do, you got to do it. You got to mean it. And then the word to get around, because you've been knocking these niggas. You've been going state to state, serving these pimping niggas that call themselves pimping. You're gaining your knowledge. You're learning the game. You want to know how to get known? Go state to state. Start knocking these lanes. Get them out the way. Earn your stripes. But in order to earn your stripes, you got to move. You can't stay in one place too long. You got to keep trying to find that honey hole. Stack your bank. Grow in this game. And always be a gentleman. And as I close this show, I want you to remember how I opened the show. Stay hungry. And remember, you the prize.